Welcome to the second video of today. So just leaving Bilbo's cave here in Whitebridge, and we're now going to head straight down to do Burwood Colliery, or what remains of Burwood Colliery. This seemed to be a lot more to see online when I had a look at the pictures, so I'm making this one a separate video. And there's all the concrete structures there in the distance. That probably confirms that those two caves back up there had something to do with the colliery here. Here's an old power pole. That's a long way down. This would have had something to do with the Burwood Colliery. Is there any rooms or anything, Belzy? This is well hidden, isn't it? Wonder why they don't make this into a tourist attraction. I do have a bit of a write-up about this. There's not much left of it. Let me jump up over here behind you. Go down and have a look.
To do with like
it's some sort of colliery back in the day. I've got a write up. I'll sit down, I'll find a shady place here and sit down. There's not much left of it. It goes all the way down. There's some sort of concrete structure down there that we're going to have to try to get down to. Oh, it's a picnic table. Oh no, it's an information board. So there is a track going down there. Can you see a track down there?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is part of a walk. Here's the track down here. And it works its way down and it goes down. I might sit up here actually and I'll read what it says. Ooh. Give you an idea of what this place once used to be. The Burwood Colliery was a major historic coal mining operating from 1885 until 1982. I would have been in year 6. Located near the current Fernley track, it was one of Australia's largest producers, transitioning from steam to electric and working extensively under the sea. Today its legacy includes a former mining dam being rehabilitated by Crown Lands. It was owned by the Scottish Australian Mining Company and later Broken Hill Proprietary Company Limited, BHP Steel. And that dam might be within that fenced off area there, unless it's behind here, and we'll head down here and have a look. But there's not a hell of a lot to see here, but if you're going to do the other ones, you're going to definitely have to take this into account as well. There's another little path over there. We'll try to get all angles of it. A lot of it's collapsed in on itself. 1982, that wasn't all that long ago. In a pretty bad state. And there's no graffiti. Doesn't seem to be a hell of a lot of people that come down here tagging it. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I'm sure people are still alive that worked here. Whatever that little hole is there, I don't know. Thanks, Billsy. Look how far down we are from the track up there. I'm going to make our way down. Let's see what the information board says. There was a path up here where people walk down also. I wonder if you're allowed to metal detect around here. Some places they forbid you. You can see some sort of retaining wall here, or bricks everywhere here. Here's another aspect of it. Doesn't look to be any more up in the bush there. No, it was down in this gully for a reason. Okay, there's something here. That looks like newer brick. Whatever was here has been demolished. You've got a big grate here. Maybe where the water flowed. I'm only guessing. Wouldn't have a clue. Now this site is more so for if you had a relative that worked here or you worked here yourself, coming back and reminiscing. There's not a lot to see for the outsider because I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what was where. There should be some old pictures online. That's what I might do when I get home. Let's see if I can find some old pictures. Considering it was shut down in 1982, there's got to be something of it left alive. There's the dam down here. It was quite big when you think about how far down it goes. Looks like it was dismantled on purpose. This is strong foundations here. If they had left it as tall as it was, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. What's the information board say, hun? What is that? Someone died?
A lot of them died. Killed on the railway, fractured thigh, falling off a trolley.
Oh, really?
Crushed about the hips, fall off coal.
The mining life.
So look how many died.
Oh, these are all the people. They list them.
Yeah.
Oh, so it lists the dates. So one person died in 1868, then again 12 years later in 1880, 5 years later in 1885 there was 3. In 1886 was a bad year. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1887, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wasn't very safe working condition back there. And the last 2 to die was in 1896. Henry Kelly. Oh no, these are not dying. There is injuries here too. So Henry Kelly, fracture of the leg by a loaded skip. Thomas Murphy, injury to the loins. When do you hear that word these days? To the loins by fall of coal. This guy was killed, the first guy in 1868. Thomas Melhumpy.
Read the hazardous job.
Killed on the railway. Robert Johnson, a sinker, severe head injuries. James Straker, fractured thigh by falling off trolley. William Price, leg fracture by coal skip. Isaac Turnbull, thigh fracture by fall off coal. I don't know if that'll
Look, it
pick it
shows
up.
you where the shaft went down. There.
How
And
far
there's
down there?
metal down there, so you can see the metal.
We'll have a look. Look at the horsey. So I'm just going to stop on all these. So falls of the ground, pause that if you want to read that at home. Hopefully there's not too much glare. Then you've got the men, skips and horses. Then you've got the tough times everywhere. Then you've got the hazardous job. So I'll try to get them all in.
It's like a steam powered from the water of the river.
Yeah, and then it
And it shows how they're getting the coal up from...
must be a track that leads to there. Surely it doesn't, you don't have to come through.
Coal half for the winter. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Working conditions. Earnings down the pit. Solidarity forever. Old style commuting. If there's going to be any mention of the caves back up there, would be here. I just don't have the time to read through it all. I will do it at home.
So a major role in the development of the New South Wales coal industry as well.
Really?
Ah.
I did say it was owned by BHP once upon a time.
Fourth largest mine in...
So we are in the Glenrock State Conservation Area.
Look at that. Look at that, how it was. That's the river there. So that's the
Behind
river
us,
there.
yeah.
And so we're here somewhere.
Okay, that's what it's called. Burwood No.1 Colliery.
Here, you are here.
Look how huge that structure was.
So that's that one that you just stood on there. That one. That was the wheel shaft.
Up the top there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I saw something to the right with that.
Where was this huge building?
Yeah, well that was there.
Really close to the
Here.
dam.
See this?
Yeah.
This pointy thing?
Yeah, there's some old rail line. See the old rail line?
Yes, that's what I mentioned before.
Yeah.
But that pointy thing looks unusual.
Which point do you think?
What do you think? Oh, well, I guess there's
This mound?
mound of
Yeah.
land. Yeah, yeah.
Mate.
See, there'd be things down there, and see down there, and
Yeah, there's.
it would take you down to the river. There is a track there.
Should we head down and have a look? Yeah, might as well go down at least to where the dam is. Okay, I'm just going to, and then we'll head back up here because we're going to go back on top of that truck, you know that? Yeah, so we're going to head back up there again. I'll just take a bit of footage from here. It gives you the entire history. I don't think I'll be able to get this all in on a video camera, so if anyone's interested with this information board here, it's quite a worthwhile effort to come down and have a read, especially if you worked in the mine somewhere. Is there a path down or not? Don't hurt yourself. What was that? Speck of coal. This looks like fire from a bush fire. If they've called this the Burwood No.1 Colliery, surely there's a No.2 somewhere. Look at this big retaining wall. So we do have a little bit of graffiti. What's the time, hun? Oh, you got some coal. Yeah, have a look.
Didn't have well that burned. That would burn for hours and hours and hours and hours. Look at that. Okay? A nice piece of coal. Look at the side.
Yeah, look how dirty your fingers get. Grab it.
I'm going to put it in a plastic bag.
And there's the dam.
All coal.
Underneath it, yeah.
Look at that, coal.
Yeah.
Is it fire in here?
You could. Scratched up everywhere. I want a clear view of the dam. Can we get close to the bottom there? Might not even be the dam. There's a waterway down there, yeah, it looks like it. Okay, it leads around to the left here. That's what we want. Oh. Would you trust that? To go up from one side to the other? And there's some sort of picnic around there. How strong is this?
Well, if it's metal.
It's metal, but look at that, it's rusted. I don't know if it's going to hold my weight.
Oh yeah, it looks a bit gross. Not to just get over there.
There's picnic grounds and stuff like that over there. Can you see what it reads? What does it read up there? Is that
This is private property.
Oh, is that what it says? This Scout...
This is Scout property.
Oh, this is Scout property. Oh, okay. So not even allowed over there. Should we try to see if it hold my weight? Because even if I break it here, it's going to go. Looks like someone's put some tar on it. Okay, I just wanted to do that to prove that I could do it. This is Scout property. What does it say over here? Reflection point. John F. Grothan Memorial Recreation Area. This area is dedicated to the memory of John Grothan, a great scout and historian who loved Glenrock. Dedicated by V. Reverend Graham Lawrence, Dean of Newcastle Regional Chaplain, 28th of April 2002. My hat off to you, John F. Grothan. It looks like the water comes in from the ocean down there. Or is this just a complete... Oh, this just whole dam. It's a complete dam from one end to the other. And this is what they're rehabilitating. So the Scouts have got some sort of involvement in this as well. Right, let's get a few pictures of this memorial and we'll head back over there to Bell and we'll start heading home, I think.
Are you going to come back this way?
No, that's it. I'm going to head back over there and...
Can you get back out up that way?
Yes, we came down from the Colliery and then back up onto the trail.
There's a track going
Yeah,
up.
there's a track going up.
Yeah, right.
I just got to make sure that I don't fall through on here. Because even if the top one breaks, I'm still going in the water. That one, you see, that one's even scarier.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah. Honey, there was a safer way to get across up there, Paul was telling me, but he hasn't seen it so flooded here for a while. No, you're not coming across here. No way. No way.
I won't walk across that.
Yeah. No way. If it's going to break, it's going to be here. But then again, our forefathers built pretty good stuff. You know, they've lasted for a while. So, all right, awesome, awesome, Paul. Thanks for that. Nice to meet you. See you later. All right, he was going to let us out through there. If you could get across the creek there, he was.
I could, but...
No, but the thing is, private property up there. But he was going to let us out. So, all right, let's go take a few pictures back up here at the Colliery. I've got a few pictures of the dam on the other side there.
It wasn't even bending when you were on it, so...
Yeah, no, I think it'd be right. It's just whether or not you've got balance. That's all it is. Well, if you fall, you know, you're going straight in. It's not like you're not going to the bottom one. If you fall through that one, you're not going to balance yourself to fall through to the one below it. Anyway, that was a longer way around anyway. If we headed all the way down to where the scout grounds are, we would have just had to come back up around here again. What an interesting place. This would have been great to explore, but no one was doing it back in the day, and if they were, they definitely weren't filming it. Imagine doing it 83, 84, close in 82. Imagine coming down as a kid then. I bet you I'll get comments saying that. There'll be some guy in his 50s or 60s now, because in 82 when it closed, I would have been... I was 11 when First Blood came out. That was 80... Did it come in 82 or 81? 82. Came in 82. I was 11 years old. So I would have been 11 years old when this shut down. Yeah, so I would have been exploring things back then. I was exploring stuff when I was 6 and 7. So we would have been kids. So yeah, there'll be people in their 50s. I'm 55. There'll be people in their 50s that can say that they were coming down here as kids and mucking around on all this old infrastructure. Did you take pictures of all this? Yeah. All right. Let's start making our way out. There's probably little hidden things in the bush here. See, that retaining wall goes all the way along there. How did you get on top of this wall through here? Did we see that one up there? Is that part of it? Or yeah, it was. It's the information board just there. Cast iron. Cast iron. Let's see the sound the cast iron makes. This rock's not hard enough to get that. Careful, 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 careful.
That way.
Careful. Careful. This probably is the way, but you were stepping on something that you couldn't see underneath you. That's it from down here at Burwood, No.1 Colliery in the Glenrock State Conservation Area. Belle has started working her way back up to Bilbo's cave. I think we'll just film getting up to that cave and sign off from up there. We took off this morning at around about 6:45, and we did struggle, if we're going to be honest, to find Powder Cave to begin with. Paul was surprised that we found it. When I told him we managed to get to it, he goes, "Did you?" And it is now 10 o'clock. So 7, 8, 9, 10. We've spent 3 hours exploring 3 landmarks down here. Still gives us plenty of time now to head into Charlestown, do a bit of browsing around and find a nice establishment to grab some lunch. Belzy heads off to America this next week, but by the time you see this video she would have already returned. I'm about 8 weeks behind in uploading videos, so once you see this one, we would have done it about 8 weeks ago. Would have been one day, what is it, today's Friday the 24th I think, and tomorrow is Anzac Day, so one day before Anzac Day we did Powder, Bilbo's and the Colliery. How good does that look straight through there? Like if you had no idea it was there and you came up from the Colliery, you'd think, hell, what the heck is that? Which way did you go, hun? Oh, there is a track that heads up? Okay. So what, do I go up as far as the cave or not? Because there is a bottom track here underneath the big bird's nest. Just remember, you can come along that bottom track if you're good enough to find Talcum Powder Cave. I don't think that's the way that Belle went. That is the way that I went. Okay, so there's a clear path down. I'll just see if I can note something on the trail here. And if you can remember this knobbly bit of tree root on the ground here, head between these 2 trees if you've missed the first entry point to the cave. Alright, we'll turn the camera back on when we get up closer to the car park. Oh, Belle! So this bit down here is probably the most important part of this walk. You need to stick on this side of the creek, but I will say, if you're researching this from Google Maps, on Google Maps, I am pretty sure the track that or the trail that me and Belle have just come down is the Ulibar Management Trail. I swear that that's the track up that way. I did not see Burwood Track on Google Maps, and that's where you can get confused. You'd pay no attention to that because that's what you see on G-Maps. But that's what you got to look out for. So once you get to this point, yeah, see? The management trail, and then that shoots you back over to this way. And you don't want to do that. You want to continue along Burwood. And then have a look back on the last video, which was Powder and Bilbo Caves, and that will give you a clear path down to there. And once you knock off Bilbo, you can then head down to the Colliery, the No.1 Burwood. I wonder if I should walk up here and get back up on top of the bridge this way. How much water's in here? I suppose you could do it. Oh, I'll have to get my feet wet. Let's see if we can find some dry spots here. Hey Bill, just wait by the bridge. I'm heading up along the creek here. Actually, I might grab a picture from here as well. Show you how empty this creek is. This would get quite full at times. Let me just swap hands here. All right. It's going to be a bit of a climb back up, I'd say. I think I'll head up here. You see some graffiti on the pylons there. Very tranquil. We've got a ball here. Is it a bouncy ball? Oh, it's one of those plastic golf balls that the kids play with. And here's a path back up again. So either way, you can come up the creek if it's not too full with water. And then hop back onto the trail up here. Just remember you're on the wrong trail here, so you have to head around. And we did say that this probably joins up with the other one. Belle? I actually better head up here. She might be waiting for me somewhere. There she is. Correct decision. Were you waiting long? You should have come up the creek. It's beautiful. A lot more to see in this hilly terrain. Oh, I did pick the right way. I cut out half the hill. Look at that. Hey, zigzag. And make sure you remember this little bit on the way home and on the way to your destination. On the way back you do follow the arrow, but on the way to your destination you do not follow the arrow. You do not turn right. You head left. Let me see if someone spun this around. No, that's tight. I don't know why it's leading you up there. And from here, I can already see the car park. So we're very, very close now. And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us. It was a nice 3-hour explore up here at Whitebridge. One I can highly recommend. You can do mountain bike riding up here as well if you want. I have seen some pictures here on a Saturday and Sunday. This car park is full. So get here early if you're going to do it on the weekend, or if you can take a day off through the week. So you can see it's Friday today and still a number of cars in the car park. So until we see you again on the next adventure or explore, from the Icon and myself, Belzy. See you later. Adios.